Good morning, YouTube. I'm going to go live in all the places. Give me 1 second. I'm excited to talk about how to keep our style relevant and fresh and stylish over 50. Okay, here we go. Live everywhere. Good to see you guys. It's a small miracle that this works because I messed up my setup and had to set it up again. So happy Monday. Good to see everybody. It's June. That's shocking to me that it's June. It's shocking. It's shocking. But I want to talk about how to stay good morning, how to stay visible after 50. This is something I get asked a lot. At first, I want to just kind of address what I think is this misconception. I think many of us have the idea that we should, or that maybe people are treating us differently, or that we should feel differently about ourselves after a certain age, whatever that age is for you. And I want to make sure that it's, first of all, that it's not coming from us. That it's not coming from us. Like, it's not our idea of, oh, well, I should probably take a back seat in this situation or in this role, or I should be a little bit more subdued, or I should be. So sometimes those messages don't actually come from the outside world. They come from us and our own idea of what 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 should look like and should act like. So the first thing we want to ask ourselves is, are these feelings of like no longer being relevant, or feeling a little overlooked, or feeling a little feeling a little ignored, are those feelings coming from our maybe inner voice telling us to take a step back in certain situations, or are they actually coming from the behaviors of people around us? And how can we adjust that so that we can continue to do all the things we want to do for as much time as we are given? So good morning, everyone. So the first thing I think that is important to recognize is that there are really two times in our lives when we can be completely ourselves, style wise and in all the ways. The first stage of life when you can do that is adolescence. Like when you're a teenager, your teens, your early 20s, that's when we get to experiment, and really kind of decide who we want to look like and what we want to be through fashion and through life choices. And like that's the first era of self-discovery, right? And style is something that that many of us at least use as a tool in used as a tool in adolescence to discover ourselves and to really like zero in on who we thought we were and what we wanted, how we wanted the world to treat us. But the second stage of life that we can do that in is midlife, like 50s and beyond, and definitely post retirement, but also just in the current wear whatever you want climate. We have another, like, rather than saying it as, oh my goodness, which I often do, people are wearing pajamas in public. Instead, think, I can do whatever I want. I can wear whatever I want. I am now in a stage of life where I can do and wear whatever I want. So if you have gotten to that stage where maybe you are retired, or maybe your lifestyle is more flexible so that you have more freedom to dress the way that you want, see it as another era of self-discovery and another era of self-expression. So we have a chance to rediscover that freedom that we had when we were younger, once we're past the stage of dressing for like maybe the approval of other people, dressing for specific career roles, and dressing for cultural expectations, which is what I'm going to talk about here. So this is the time to reclaim our style, not to disappear, but to express who we are, with confidence and with clarity. But in order to do that, we have to have clarity and we have to have confidence. So I'm going to talk about ways that we can get there. And because I feel like because people are living longer and healthier lives, we want the second half of life, the second stage of life, to be productive and positive and energetic and all the things. And style plays a part in that. So the first tip I wanted to talk about is to dress like yourself, not your setting. Now, I talk all the time about the fact that I live in Florida. And I love Florida. I'm a Floridian. I love Florida. I truly want to live here for the rest of my life. But the reason I comment all the time on the little beach town that I live in and how casual it is because my style is not Florida style. It's not Florida style. I spent a lot of my life in cities, and I'm in the fashion industry, and I like a certain aesthetic that is not the Florida aesthetic. So my idea of a tropical outfit would be more Farm Rio and less Lily Pulitzer, right? And so in spite of where I live, I dress for myself. I don't dress to match the women around me. They can dress like themselves too, but just because everybody around me is wearing Jack Rogers or just because everyone around me is wearing Lily doesn't mean I'm going to wear that if that's not my style. So it's really about asking yourself, what is my style and how can I make it work for my lifestyle? Your personal style plus lifestyle equals should equal your current wardrobe. So we often dress like I feel like, especially 30s and 40s, and depending on when you retire, we dress to fit in a certain role, right? Like we dress as a mom, and I've joked in the past I was a homeschool mom, and there's a homeschool mom uniform, or we dress as a teacher, we dress as a volunteer. And then maybe we get to a stage where we're like, well, now I need to dress like a retiree, or I need to dress like a woman in her 50s, or I need to dress like, appropriate for a woman at 70, or whatever that is. But dressing for your environment really can water down your individuality. And when we are not dressing like ourselves and feeling very much like ourselves, we are not going to have that confidence. And we're also not going to feel like we are like we don't feel the need to push ourselves out there because we're feeling like we blend in way too much with everyone else. So I think it's really important to start dressing like ourselves, not just like our setting or our surroundings. So developing a personal signature plays a really key role in that, even if it's just in your accessories, maybe the way that your hair is, maybe the color palette that you wear. Your signature can show up in a lot of ways. So ask yourself, does this outfit reflect who I am, not just where I am? I think that that both of those need to play a role in choosing what you wear every day, who you are, and then dressing for your day. But starting with who you are is always going to be the most important. I dress like myself wherever I am, and with an adjustment for climate and for where I'm going, right? The next thing is to focus on flattery, not on age rules. So I get these rules, and nothing is going to get a comment deleted more quickly in my comment section than someone saying, "Oh, no one should wear something sleeveless over the age of." I actually had someone say, "No one should wear anything a woman shouldn't wear anything sleeveless over the age of 35." I'm like, really? Really? I don't ever remember hearing that. So not to go sleeveless over 35, not to wear anything even, slightly above your knees, not to wear color, not to wear like an open neckline, whatever it is, not to wear your hair long, one that I hear all the time. So if we focus on instead what works on us and what flatters us and not on age rules, we are going to feel so much more like ourselves. And again, this whole topic is about not feeling invisible. We don't want to blend in the background. Don't make choices that make you blend into the background. Instead, make choices that feel like you. So forget the you can't wear that over 50 or cover your arms. It's outdated and frankly irrelevant. That a lot of those rules, if we put them in context, were developed in a time when, first of all, women at 50 looked very different than they did now. And second of all, the society has changed. So there were very strict rules about what you wore in certain settings. And so those rules just don't apply anymore. And we have to break out of the mold of, oh, I can't wear this anymore because I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70. We also have to break out of the mold of, I have to start shopping at specific stores rather than other stores because of the age. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. So instead of focusing on the rules, like I can't wear white after this day, and I can't wear black before this day, and I can't wear this to here, and I can't wear that to there, focus on what flatters you, what flatters your body, your face, your energy, your lifestyle. and focusing on dressing your energy rather than dressing your age. I talk about this all the time, is so, so critical. So the only rule that matters is, does this look good on me and do I feel good in it? Those are the two things. Does this look good on me and do I feel good in it? Now I'm going to say something that is a little bit, might be a little bit controversial, but I need you to hear where I'm coming from when I say this. I do not think it is at all helpful to just wear what we want without regard to flattery, because we're not going to feel good in it. My goal is to help you find things that you love that also love you back. I think it's very, very important that we have both of those boxes checked. And the problem with, and I'm going to do a little rant at some point about Stacey and Clinton's new Wear Whatever the Heck You Want new series, because I don't think it does anyone any favors if you're like, here, wear this. It doesn't matter if you feel good in it. It doesn't matter if you look good in it. We know when we look good in something, and we will feel better in that item if we look good in it. So I think we need both. But if you focus on flattery and then focus on what you love, and kind of make those a simultaneous process, you don't have to worry about age. Age will take care of itself. Focus on what looks good on you that you love. Those two things in every single outfit. If you do that, you can forget the age conversation entirely. Let's take age off the table when it comes to getting dressed. Let's let flattery replace age. Flattery should replace age. Does this look good on me? Does it suit me? And do I love it? Those are the two questions, and the only two questions you need to ask. So a flattering outfit highlights you and makes you feel like the best version of yourself. And when you feel that way, that's when you're most likely to put yourself out there, feel confident, engage in those conversations, and feel less invisible. We're not going to feel less invisible by wearing whatever we like, regardless of how it feels on us. So we have to check both of those boxes. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is to shop at ageless stores. Now, I talk about this a lot, but it bears repeating because I think this is so important. Somebody recently told me, well, I thought I had to start shopping at, I'm not going to name the store, but I thought I had to start shopping at this store because everybody around me was, all of my friends were, and I just felt like this was a store for this time of my life. The problem with over 50 stores is we're going to look like everybody else. And when we look like everybody else, we're going to feel invisible. And this is what's happening. All the women over 50 in the United States, and wherever you are, whatever country you're in, all the women over a certain age are all shopping at the same 5 stores. They're buying the same types of clothes, and they're all looking like each other. And there's a uniform, and it's not flattering, and it's not modern. So if we want to feel like ourselves, and we want to stop that in feeling of being invisible or feeling invisible, we need to start shopping at ageless stores. Ageless stores are the ones I talk about all the time. These are stores that you can shop at 30, at 50, at 70, and at 90. The clothes that they have are modern classic pieces. Obviously, there are exceptions at every store. There are going to be pieces at every store that are going to be very outside of your comfort zone. But in general, these are stores that sell modern classic pieces aimed at women over 30, right? We're not looking for over 50 clothes. We're looking for over 30 clothes, because if you could have worn it at 30, provided it's flattering, you should be able to wear it at 50 and at 70. So, with small adjustments. These stores are stores that you could shop at with your mom and with your daughter, and everybody would find something. So they include places like J. Crew, Tucker Nuck, Ann Taylor, Anthropologie, Loft, Madewell, Bowden. These are all ageless stores. And while you might make a different selection at that store than your mom would or your daughter would, there's something there for everybody, and the clothes are modern and classic. So again, it's not about all of a sudden I hit X age, and so I have to shop at the over 50 retailers. And you know what they are, the Chicos, the Talbots, the J. Jill. So shop ageless brands and buy pieces that suit you from ageless brands, and you are going to continue to look stylish and modern and current and relevant. I'm going to mention again, Quince, I already said Bowden, Frank and Eileen, Anthropologie, even Eileen Fisher, if it fits you well. These are all These are all ageless brands that you can shop across a variety of decades. Um, okay, so we talked about throwing out the age rules and really focusing on flattery and on what you love. We talked about shopping ageless brands. We talked about dressing like yourself, not your setting. The next thing I want to talk about is showing up. Like, I think it's really important to acknowledge our role in how we show up, and not just say, okay, well, other people are not paying as much attention to me. How are you showing up? Are you using style as a tool for like visibility and for putting yourself out there and for feeling confident and for feeling like you can go out there and interact with everybody and impact everybody? Or are you just like, well, I'm just sitting trying to blend in? And there's nothing wrong with blending in. If blending in is an aspect of your personal style, as long as it feels like you. So if your style is more subtle, your style is more classic, that's totally fabulous, totally good. But you want it to feel like a you outfit and not like you're choosing it because you feel like you should be choosing it. So start showing up for yourself when you get dressed. It does not mean being fancy, and it does not mean having statement style, but it does mean being intentional. It does mean like doing your hair, adding the lipstick, stepping into real shoes, not just like, oh, I could wear these around the house or I could wear these out of the house type of shoes, like real shoes. Getting dressed with purpose says, I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm bringing my best energy, like I'm engaged and involved in whatever this is that I'm going to. The next thing I'm going to say is to keep your style current. I think it's just really, I grew up with a friend's mom who had her hair in a beehive, and I grew up in the 80s, right? So this was a hairstyle that was 20 years overdue, right? Like it was 20 years out of style. So what it's very easy to get like stuck in an era where we felt our best and our cutest and our most confident. And so we want to ask ourselves, what can I update in my aesthetic? Is it my makeup? Is it my hair? Is it my clothes that are going to help me look current? So current doesn't mean trendy, but it does mean in this trend cycle that we're in, which is generally like a 5 to 10 year cycle. So if you're talking about being your most current, what does that look like for you? How can you update your hair? How can you update your skincare routine? How can you update your makeup routine? And how can you shift some of the silhouettes that you might feel like you should be wearing because you're over 50, and shift them into more modern silhouettes? So um, getting dressed with purpose is so important, and keeping your style current. It means being connected to the 2025 version of yourself, not the 1985 or 1995 or 2005 version. I keep thinking 1985 is 20 years ago, you guys, and I know it very much that it's not. So choose, like, regularly refresh your wardrobe by updating the basic pieces. This is where we get stuck. It's if your jeans are dated and your t-shirts are dated and your button-down shirts are dated and your blouses are dated, your whole wardrobe is going to be dated. So if you want to look current, start by updating those everyday pieces. Do your t-shirts look modern? If you don't know, look at the Nordstrom site and look at the contemporary brands and look at filter by contemporary, or go to J. Crew or go to Madewell and look at the t-shirts that they're currently offering. Look at the jeans that they're currently offering. Look at the blouses that they're currently offering. And then look at your clothes through that lens. Often what happens is, if we're not currently in those stores and we're not currently perusing those selections, we're not going to know that things have shifted and that things have changed. And that, is truly something that can happen to a lot of us when life just gets busy and we haven't had a chance to look for a while. We haven't had a chance to shop for a while. There's no shame in that. No one is expecting you to be a style expert, but if you want to update your wardrobe and make it current, then it does pay to spend 15-20 minutes on a couple of those ageless brands websites so that you can see what current style actually looks like, and then find your own version of it, um, your own version of the new jeans, your own version of tops and tees and dresses and all the things. That's how you're going to know if your clothes are current or if they're a little dated. And dated is really going to make you feel like you are invisible. Does this look like something that a present day version of me would buy today? That's the question to ask yourself when you're shopping, and also the question to ask yourself in your closet edit. Would I buy this today? Does this look modern? Does it feel like me? Um, Okay, so we're not talking about trends, we're talking about choosing modern silhouettes. So it's really mostly about the silhouettes. It's not about running out and buying everything that's like if you were going to go out and buy everything that's uber trendy right now, you would be wearing capris, like the stretchy legging capris that they're showing on 20-year-olds. You would be wearing jeans that puddle on the floor, and you would be wearing either microscopic jackets or gargantuan jackets. That is not what I'm asking you to wear. Again, I'm asking you to check the ageless brands and find the more modern classic pieces from the ageless brands and use those as a filter to look at what you might want to bring into your wardrobe. So we're looking at modern silhouettes, not uber trendy flash in the pan ideas. So I'm going to recap. Oh, the last thing I want to say is to incorporate color strategically. Color is so critical when it comes to showing up. And again, it does not mean that color needs to be bold for you, but when you wear your best colors, you look and feel better and more energetic, and people respond to that. And I'm going to circle this all back to saying whatever rules or strategies from here, and I'm going to recap them, you decide to try, and whatever ones you decide to pass on for now, it's going to come down to how are you showing up? Are you showing up like, I'm excited to be here, I'm energetic, I have like a passion for what I'm doing and a passion for the setting that I'm in? Or are you like, I'm not feeling so good about myself right now, I'm not feeling so confident, so just don't mind me, I'll just be here in the background? So I think a big part of it is how we're showing up. And so I'm trying to give you tools that are going to help you show up a little bit more confidently so you can do the things that are important to you and meaningful to you, whatever those things are. So again, just to recap, there are 2 times in our lives when we get to dress for ourselves. One is in adolescence and the other is now. It's now. Whatever stage you're at right now, maybe you get to dress for the first time in a long time, not for a specific role or a specific lifestyle. You can dress for yourself now. And if you don't have that element of dressing for yourself in your everyday style, you are not ever going to feel confident, and you're going to be struggling with putting yourself out there in certain situations. The next is to dress like yourself, not your setting. Your outfit should reflect who you are, not just where you are. Who you are, not just where you are. Like, you wanted to say, this is Netta, and Netta is the same in Daytona Beach as she is in Paris, as she is in Australia. You can dress for what you're doing that day, but you're dressing for who you are first, and not to match the people around you. It's not a situation of everyone in New York wears black, but I love color, so I'm only going to wear black because I live in New York. No, you wear color no matter where you live. You wear the brands that you love no matter where you live. Okay, focus on flattery, not age rules. If we focus on what we love and making sure that those pieces love us back, we can forget the age rules. And that is truly, if you only took one thing away, don't focus on, I can't wear X because I'm over 50. Focus on, does this item suit me and flatter me? And do I love it? If you answer those 2 questions, the others are irrelevant. The reason the rule of don't show your arms over 50 came about because women were not comfortable showing their arms because they didn't love their arms. If you don't love your arms, fine, cover your arms. But it's not an age thing, it's a flattery thing. So we need to like shift our focus and shift our conversations so that we're talking about, do I love this? Does it love me back? Do I love this? Does it love me back? Those are the questions, and the only questions. Shopping at ageless stores, shifting where you're shopping, primarily finding the pieces that you love at ageless stores. And if you want an ageless brands list, comment brands and I will share my ageless brands list with you. But these are stores that you can shop at 30, at 50, and at 70. Again, you might make slightly different choices at 30, at 50, and at 70, but everybody in all of those ages can find something at an ageless brand store. Whereas your 30-year-old daughter is not going to want to shop at, for the most part, is not going to want to shop at J. Jill or Chico's or stores that are aimed primarily at women over 50. The right to bear arms, absolutely, absolutely. And knees, if you're comfortable. Again, it's flattery, not age, that we're looking at. And it's also personal style, not age, that we're looking at. Keeping your style current, that means choosing modern silhouettes, not chasing trends. choosing modern silhouettes, not chasing trends. Um, I'm so tired of hearing the message that women in Europe wear neutrals and maybe soft blues and greens. I'm not a European woman. You're an artist with a point of view. You love color and texture. Absolutely, absolutely. Then wear color and texture. 100%. I'm a color and texture person as well, and an artistic person as well. And my style is always going to reflect that. And it will reflect that in Europe, and it will reflect that in Florida, and it will reflect that in New York. Um, Okay, I'm seeing some requests for the brands. I will get you guys the brands list. And then the last thing is to incorporate color strategically. So if you're a color plus color person like I am, then wear color with abandon. If you are mostly a neutral person, think about ways that you can incorporate your most flattering colors closest to your face. That is the one thing I will say, like, game changer. You want to look fresher, you want to look more rested, you want to look less tired, you want to look all the things. Wear a color that suits you close to your face. And try to make that a regular part. I mean, why do you think I wear red lipstick and red glasses? Because red is my best color, and I'm wearing that on my face all the time. It gives me a lift both emotionally, mentally, and it gives me a lift in the way that I look. So bringing that color into your wardrobe close to your face as often as possible, it's a game changer. Okay, so that's it. I hope that this was helpful, because let's face it, we've got many of us, who knows, I'm 55. I could have 50 years left, God willing, right? Like, I could have, who knows how much life I have left, and I'm going to make the most of every minute that I'm given, and show up for the people around me, and show up for myself, and do all the things that I yay, thank you. And do all the things that I feel called to do in my life. And I'm not going to let something like being 50 or being 60 get in the way of that. And so, in order to do all of those things, I need to feel confident. And so, being confident now at 55 requires me to be a little bit more intentional, and requires a little bit more planning than confidence did for me at 25, when it came very easily, when I could just roll out of bed and feel like my cutest. And I'm giving myself the gift of this, discovering what I love right now, so I can do the things that I want to do. And this, so I can continue. Is your color also? Thank you, guys. So let's get out there and do all the things. And feel our most confident doing it, and truly acknowledge the fact that feeling of invisibility may sometimes be coming from within ourselves. And as soon as we decide we're going to show up and we're going to feel fabulous, then often that can just disappear. Or if there are people out there who are giving us that message, we can just ignore them. We can just ignore them, because we're too busy being fabulous. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you, Pam.